Another season and another set of rule changes from the AFL. They've done it again. They've added 4 new changes to the rules, which has upset many, and it's certainly upset us, hasn't it?
It's the most confusing game in the world to follow. I mean, if I hadn't supported this game since I was a little kid, you've got no hope of following and keeping up with what's going on. I'm furious. I'm furious about the new rules and unnecessary, I think. What about you? Are you happy with them? What are your thoughts?
No, I think it's completely unnecessary. I mean, I feel sorry for the umpires. I know a lot of people have come out and said, you feel sorry for the umpires, but you also feel sorry for people trying to learn our game as well. Like the constant rule changes and, I mean, the fabric of the game's starting to get a bit lost with all these, we don't need... I mean, what's... The interchange has gone down from 90 to 75. Like, is that really going to make a big difference? Like, if you're going to change it, may as well drop it to 50 or 45 or something like that.
Yeah, if you're going to change it drastically. Don't change it slightly. I think the interchange rotations being decreased is silly on my behalf anyway, because I think you start dropping those numbers, the good players are just going to adapt their fitness levels to be there, but they're just going to get to the same contests but not be at their optimal level because they're going to be knackered. So you're going to see the same players out there that you want to see, but they're going to be all pooped, and none of them are going to run at their full capacity. So you're going to see probably worse quality football because they're going to be too tired to perform.
Yeah,
that's how I see it anyway. I know what they're trying to do and clear up contests because people might not, they're going to be stretched to get there and all that. But yeah, for me, I think you're just going to see worse quality football because they're going to be more tired.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if they want to clear up contests as well, why don't they bring back the third man up? That was able to just relieve congestion, wasn't it? Just get a ball out, just flick it out from the stoppage. Why do they need to get rid of that? I thought. They didn't want. They wanted Ruckman to stop getting injured, but that cleared up a lot of congestion. Having a third man come up and just knocking the ball out of that congestion area.
It kept the flow of the game going. It moved it, and you know what saved time as well? Not nominating a ruckman. You got to wait around. The umpires got to go. Which one of you boys has gone up now? And then you got to put your hand up. Me, sir, I want to go. Just throw it up. Don't wait. You know what I mean? Just let anyone run in and jump at it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know. It's divided a lot of people. I feel like there's more people against these rules, but there are some people that are saying, keep going, keep the game, let the game keep evolving. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure which way. I mean, I'm more against it, but.
Look, I don't know. Maybe we're traditionalists. I want to keep the game the way it's always been. Matthew Richardson put a good tweet out the other week when they first named these changes, and he said, why don't we, instead of putting new rules in, let's get rid of some of the new rules we've added over the last couple of years, like the third man up, that's what reminded me, like the third man up, and see how that goes. Yeah. Instead of adding new rules to try and fix mistakes that have come along because of other rules that you've tried. If you just left the game alone, there'd be no issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
The game can evolve all you want, but it's going to evolve naturally. Don't force change.
Yeah. You don't need to make changes just for the sake of it. No. That's what I feel like they're doing.
It is, 100%. That honestly is what they're doing. And I feel like they're not asking... I mean, it's hard to ask, I guess, but you're not engaging what fans want to see.
Yeah.
If you put the majority out there and, tried to gauge what audience wanted to see, it wouldn't be this.
No.
I can guarantee you that.
Absolutely not. And then I'd just love to see one off season where they don't look at the rules at all. They just let it be. I don't
know if we'll see it.
Like sometimes you need 2 or 3 seasons to fully get used to the rules that have just been put in.
Exactly.
Can't you just let them run?
And it creates confusion amongst lower leagues as well, like local football, because you never know in local football if those changes have applied to them or if it's just the AFL, and then it creates confusion there. And like you said, they're trying to promote this game to other people that don't follow football just yet.
Yeah.
How are people going to start supporting this game if they can't follow it or understand what's going on? Because it changes every year.
Yeah. Exactly right. Well, the other rule, the second rule that we'll go through is the man on the mark only allowed minimal lateral movement. So you're telling me if there's a player on the mark, they need to just be a statue?
Basically, they can only move, I think, within a metre, of where they're standing, like side to side, laterally, within a metre, I'm pretty sure I read. If that. It's very, very strict.
That just doesn't need to come in, does it? That kind of rule.
Did you hear the explanation behind it?
No.
So what they want to do is they want to stop a player from running 20 metres laterally, so that way the guy with the ball can kick diagonally or whatever and try and chip the ball inboard or whatever and move the ball on quicker. Right. But because the player in the mark can sort of move laterally, he gets in the way. That's just the game.
Oh, God. Yeah. I can see that causing a lot of issues. There's going to be a lot of 50-metre penalties if that's going to go on.
This has been one of the worst and most confusing years that we've just had in terms of 50-metre penalties because of the man on the mark. And they've just made it more confusing. Yeah. People have complained week in, week out about this rule. We just lost the sound panel. People have complained week in, week out about this rule. And they've made it worse and more confusing.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I know. I can see that causing a lot. That's going to be one of the bigger talking points in the early part of the season for sure.
Oh, it has to be.
There's going to be a lot of 50-metre penalties from that one.
Has to be.
The next one is the market kick-ins is set at 15 metres instead of 10. So they just want players just streaming out of the kick-in, do they?
Well, I feel
with no pressure.
I feel at this point they're just adding rules for the sake of adding rules.
Yeah.
So we know you said that before, but with this one here, what's the point?
Yeah.
5 extra metres, I get it. The guy can run a little bit further, maybe kick it an extra 5 metres, but
like,
you took away the kick. You know, I used to love when the players had to kick it to themselves because it's a part of our game. It's something that's unique to football. I loved it. You know, okay, I get why you get rid of it. It makes it a bit quicker. You can play on, don't have to wait, all that sort of stuff. That's fine, whatever. But this is just an unnecessary change. Look, it doesn't affect the game that much to me. I don't think it's going to make a big difference. It doesn't upset me that much. I just think it's unnecessary and they just put it there for the sake of thinking of another rule.
I mean, from a Carlton point of view, that's going to allow Adam Saad to sprint out of the goal square when he's doing kick-ins. I mean, like, it's just going to favour players like that, isn't it? Quick players. They're just going to utilise quick players from kick-ins.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to be able to run past the men on the mark.
Yeah.
And then if you're a guy, you can shepherd. Yeah. You've got that much room to shepherd now.
Exactly.
It's going to, look, I think it will. That probably will speed the game up a little bit because that extra 5 metres will help.
Yeah.
But did we need it? Probably not.
No. Complete, yeah. Just another unnecessary change for mine as well. And the last one, 3 players must be within each forward 50 metre at each stoppage. This is for, I think the VFL are going to trial this one.
Yeah, the VFL and then East Coast second-tier comps. This one really grinds my gears. This is probably, for me, apart from the man on the mark one, this is probably the worst out of all of them, if you ask me. So you're telling me you want to speed the game up, yet if there's a ball up, you're going to wait till 3 players run to the forward 50s.
Yeah. I know.
How is that speeding the game up?
It's not speeding it up at all.
You're creating more contests by doing that. How is that helping? Yeah, there's less people at the stoppage directly that you're at, but then more people are going to get a chance to get there when they're all that time. Just throw it in, ball it up, move the game on. Don't bring in rules like this that are unnecessary. I hope the VFL and these East Coast teams, I hope it's awful and they never do it again.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. I hate to see that for the VFL because I want good quality VFL games. Yeah. But I honestly hope that it shows that it's awful and they just scrap it completely. Yeah. Steve Hocking, I don't know who hired him.
Yeah.
Or who's keeping him employed.
He's done a few interesting things, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's just, I don't know how much longer he's got, but I think his position will be looked at, hopefully, when his contract's up. Because, it's just ridiculous changes just for the sake of making changes. And I feel like he's just... The way he explains a lot of things as well, where he tries to back up the decisions that are being made, are not great either.
No, this was the one that pissed me off. Speaking of his decisions and the things that he says, did you hear what he said about Dustin Martin and the new rules?
No.
So he said the reason why they brought these rules in is to create more space and to create more Dustin Martin-like moments that happen in the grand final. Now, someone else tweeted this, it wasn't me, but do you maybe think, Steve, that moments like Dustin Martin produced happened because he's Dustin Martin? And, and I'm not like he's the only one that can do those sort of things, but they happen because they're good players. It's not because, you're making these rules and, we're going to see every player do this, because that's still not going to happen.
Yeah.
And he goes, Dustin, look at all the space Dusty had to do the things that he did in that game. Not to bring this back to Richmond and Dustin Martin, but if you watch all the goals that he kicked, all 4 of them, he wasn't in space and in them. He fended blokes off, ran through packs, shrugged off Dangerfield. He was congested. He made his own space by fending off, not with rules.
Yeah, exactly.
That you think are going to make this. It's not going to help that.
The rules weren't making Dusty Martin do those things.
No, the players like Dustin Martin, Dangerfield, all the rest of it, those guys, they're going to keep doing that thing no matter what.
Yep.
And the guys that are down the bottom, they're still playing AFL, still quality players, but the guys down the bottom are probably going to keep doing the stuff that they're doing. They're not going to start producing performances like Dusty was because of these rules. So that was a silly reasoning and excuse for me to bring these rules in. Just say it up front. We want to just keep changing the game and just see how it goes. Don't bring in, excuses like that, because that's not well thought out.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Spot on. But that's enough about the rules, I reckon. It's
you fried me up.
It's grinding our gears a bit too much. We'll move on to rookie lists. There's been a bit of talk about the rookie lists over the last week, really. A few veterans have either put themselves on the rookie list or clubs have put them on the rookie list to save some senior spots for the draft and for the list cuts as well that are apparently meant to happen pretty soon. So the headline one is Eddie Betts. He's selflessly put himself on the rookie list, which is great. Like it speaks volumes of his character, but a 330 game veteran shouldn't be on the rookie list.
I think this system's flawed in that sense. Eddie Betts is not a rookie.
No.
And who else? You said to me, mentioned
Grant Birchall.
Grant Birchall, there you go. Grant Birchall, another one. Not a rookie.
Yeah.
I mean, look, selfless, and how can you not love Eddie Betts, just in general, but let alone for doing this? How can you not love him? But yeah, I think it's a flawed system that you can put blokes on the rookie list. But I think the unfair thing that clubs have had to go through was they've had to go through a trade period, free agency period, and now they're putting people on rookie lists and all that. And they still don't know how big their lists are going to be.
It's ridiculous.
What if their lists come out and Eddie Betts could have easily fitted on the regular list?
I know.
Why can't the AFL just come to a decision now, make up their mind? They already know the losses that they've made or the whatever throughout this season. Make a decision.
It's ridiculous. What are we, end of November, and there's still no decision on it?
Yeah. I know individual clubs. I know Richmond came out and announced their financial standing at the moment. They said I think they profited this year, surprisingly.
Yep.
The AFL knows where they're standing at. Make your call.
Yeah.
Don't make clubs have to guess and delist players that they might have kept otherwise.
Yeah.
So people's livelihoods now, thrown down the drain because the AFL can't make up a decision.
Do you reckon Hawthorn would be a bit upset? I mean, James Frawley retired and now he's gone to St Kilda.
Do you think that was always the plan?
Potentially. I mean, it's like, why would you... it's happened before, but I think... Although I did hear something the other day that he wasn't listed as retired on Hawthorn's website. He was listed as delisted.
Ah.
So it was something going on there.
So maybe Hawthorn didn't want him anymore.
Or maybe they were just cutting players because of the unknown quantity of the list. Jeez, you wouldn't want to be talking to Clarko about this one, would you?
Oh, he'd be fired up.
If that's true.
He would be fired up talking about this one. But yeah, I think it's just unfair what the AFL have done in terms of, not telling anybody anything.
Yeah.
Not just for the clubs, but fans as well. We want to know what our teams are going to look like next year.
Absolutely.
And late November, I know this year it's been pushed back, but pre-season starts usually December, does it not?
Usually. Oh, no.
November.
Mid-November.
Yeah.
Start of November, it usually starts.
I mean, I know that you've seen some of the boys doing their own thing and stuff like that now, but pre-season normally starts. You normally not have a good idea who's on your team.
For sure.
We've got no idea at this point.
Yeah.
And the draft hasn't even come along yet.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. And I think they have dropped the minimum selection in the draft to one player. So it used to be like you have to take minimum 3 players in the draft, but I think they've dropped it to 1 this year. So yeah, that shows that they're definitely getting cut lists. It's just we just don't know the numbers at the moment.
No, but see, that's fair enough. You can make that call without knowing how big the lists are going to be yet.
Yeah.
But don't have the trade period and all these other things
it's
we're seeing now, and you don't know
when you're trying to make list management decisions.
Yeah,
you don't ever know the size of your list.
Yeah, we know the lists are going to be cut, so we'll trade him.
Yeah,
and then the lists come out. Oh, we could have kept him. He would have been handy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. For me, it's a silly one, but yeah.
All right, enough about the negatives. Let's turn our attention to a positive thing. We've launched Q&M Sports Media, haven't we?
We have.
What a thing it is.
Q&M Sports Media is a little project Marcus and I are endeavouring on whilst the podcast does take a little bit of a break over the summer. It's our own website. We're going to be posting articles on there. The podcast will be on there as well, so you can find the podcast there also. So articles, blogs, potentially some videos yet to be announced. Things like that. So it's a very exciting space for us. So
so Pressure Point Podcast is just going to be one of the little things under the Q&M Sports Media umbrella.
That's right.
To put it in a simpler term. So there'd be a wide range of sports, not just going to be footy. It's just going to be a few of our favourite sports that we enjoy talking about. And I guess it'll just evolve over time. For now, we'll just do some articles, blogs, all that, and see how we go with it. It'll keep us busy over the off season. Obviously, there's not a lot of content over the next couple of months in the footy world, so it'd be good to write some things on there. So.
Yeah, exactly right. Keeps us busy, keeps us talking about something, creating content for the fans. I know there's plenty of them out there running around, so plenty of content for them. And, eventually I think we want to evolve to the point where, people might start giving us articles to put on in behalf of them. So, if anyone out there listening wants to write articles or anything like that and has some ideas, let us know because we'll publish it on there. So you can find that website at qmsportsmedia.com. So that is qmsportsmedia.com.
Okay, we'll put the link in the description of the podcast as well.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll chuck it in there for everyone to have a look at, and on the YouTube channel as well. So, give it a bit of love and check it out. But there's not a lot on there at the moment, but it will evolve over the next couple of months. So it's exciting times.
Very exciting. Very exciting.
Really taking strides. So, but yeah, short episode this one. Obviously, we're going to wrap up the season, the year. It's been big. Jeez, we've come a long way since, when did we start this? Early June, end of May, wasn't it?
We started just before round 2 came back. So
it's been great. We've enjoyed a lot. There's been a couple of lockdowns. There's been footy frenzies on footy every day. We've been done back-to-back days of podcasts, and it's been good. It's been crazy just to think of where we're at and where we've come from. We're pretty much COVID-free in Melbourne now, so it's
a lot has happened. Technically, by definition, we've eliminated COVID. Yeah. I heard you mention it before we recorded. We've eliminated COVID in Melbourne.
28 days in a row of 0 cases.
And look, I don't want to point fingers, but I reckon that's got a lot to do with you informing everyone to stay home and wear their masks at the end of every episode.
I think that helped.
I think if we didn't have this podcast, COVID would still be running rampant around Melbourne.
As soon as I started saying that, the cases just dropped, and now look at us.
We're free.
You're welcome, Dan Andrews, and the rest of you plebs in the government house, whatever you call yourselves.
We've gotten political at the Pressure Point podcast.
Shit. Really didn't want to do that, but I had to.
Can't help it sometimes. But yeah, no, we're back. Melbourne's in a great place at the moment.
Yeah.
We're stoked to be here. So, enjoy yourselves, go outside, make the most of the summer this year. Masks are no longer required outside as long as you keep away from busy packs.
Yeah. But I'm sure in a couple of weeks, masks won't be required anywhere.
It's getting that way. Yeah. It's eliminated, like you said, it's eliminated now. He's got no excuse to keep it going. So I think we're good. We're going to slowly get back to what we know as being normal. And it's very exciting.
It is. So, and that's us. That is a wrap for us for not only this episode, but for the season. And we'll be back bigger, better, and stronger in 2021, won't we?
That's right. Exciting. That's right. We're not falling off. I know a lot of people did start podcasts in this little, lockdown period. But we will be continuing this. This is we're in it for the long haul here at the Pressure Point.
It's not a lockdown fling. It's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's real love.
Exactly right. It's real love. We love doing this. So keep in contact with us over the off season if you want to talk about sport, footy, whatever. More than happy for a chat. Keep in contact with us. But like Micah said, that's it for the year. We're taking a break, enjoying the summer. Good to get us tan, hopefully.
Nice tan. That's it. Watch a bit of cricket.
Exactly.
Which we also love.
We do love cricket here at the Pressure Point podcast.
So no, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good summer, and hopefully we can all enjoy it properly and be back for 2021, and there'll be a few previews around pre-season games and all that. So we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a huge season next year, and I know I've already got my eye on Carlton Richmond round 1, but we won't get to that just yet.
It's very exciting, but we'll leave that. We'll leave that for now. Yeah. We'll leave that for now. I'm spewing, by the way. Just quickly, I will touch on that quickly. It's not Richmond's home game. I was looking forward to unveiling 2 premiership flags in front of you, Marcus. I was looking forward to that.
Thank God that is not the case.
Now we're going to have to wait till round 2, you bastard.
All right, but as we say every episode, make sure you leave us a review on iTunes, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Spotify. We appreciate all the support that's coming through, and don't stop it over the off season, even though there's not going to be a lot of content. Still give us some feedback on all things Pressure Point, which would be great. But yeah, have a great break. Enjoy the off season. We'll see you in 2021.